Haircut! Yeah, I just got it recently trimmed up, so anyway, let's keep going.
Это... Здесь сейчас это может произойти с каждым.
Is it something... So, it's something like psychologically. What the fuck? Ooh, I like that zoom in, that was cool. What's going on? Shit's already getting weird. I love that weird twinkling noise. It's off-putting. Yeah, the way Andrei Tarkovsky does sound is pretty awesome, actually. His shots are really great too, the way the camera pans, the way the camera moves. I love that too, like... Whoa, into darkness. I love that shot too, instead of the camera being directly on him when it zoomed in, it kind of went like that. Going back into darkness again like that. Interesting. She's like minimal on dialogue to a lot of his films. There's a lot of just, scenes of them just moving around in the setting.
Умереть может каждый из нас. Но он завещал похоронить себя на земле.
Oh, is this the dude from Stalker as well? The one on the right?
Бесчеловечно. Слышите вы?
What's going on? Oh, the hell? I'm assuming he's imagining that? 'Cause from what I can tell, it's all been dudes on the ship so far.
Вы предостерегали меня. От чего?
Кого вы видели?
Это человек? Она реальна? Ишь.
So that sounds diegetic.
Откуда она взялась?
Оставь меня в покое.
Huh?
Беспокойся.
I love how this has all not been on 1 or 2, and the camera's just been moving around with them. It's so good.
Сейчас. Не стучите.
It's interesting that the color tone's also the same in the main character now too. It's like he's caught in what that guy's saying and really trying to figure out what's going on. And then also perhaps what's happening now as well. I don't know how that would be comfortable. Plastic. Oh, now it's back to color again. The way the color palette's changing, I'm really wondering what's that all about. Hallucination, I'm assuming?
Хорошо.
The music is really good. Just in the background like that. Oh.
Не надо, щекот.
She's got such a colour scheme going on. Those browns and whites. And he's got similar too, actually. He's just got black.
Кто это?
It's you. Interesting. How long has this shot been going for? Like, my god, this is so good. I love how sneaky it is, how long the takes go for. You just don't realise.
Почему ты так смотришь?
Did she used to have a scar there or something? This has got good production design. It actually reminds me of 2001 in some ways, actually. Some of the costuming and, yeah, settings.
А ты?
А я за тобой. Мне нужно закрыть люк.
Jesus, the sound of that. Oh shit. He's just sending her off. My god.
Хоть бы постучал. Мне показалось, что здесь кто-то разговаривает.
Talking to someone and a fucking rocket taking off.
Посадил, нажал пуск и готово.
I bet it's
Следующий
not that
раз
simple though, is it?
не понимаю.
Next time.
Она не вернется? Вернется. И не вернется. Ночью это напоминает шорох листьев.
Well, he had that in his room, didn't he? It's interesting that that's there too. So it's not a hallucination, it seems. It's actually, it seems somewhat real. It's like manifesting them. And the colour palette's changed again. Is it because this bit's meant to be a dream or something? I love how Tarkovsky utilizes sound. It's actually really good. Like a lot of movies, it's just a background thing, but sound is very much used in his films. I like it. He put some intention behind it. Oh, is that some fucking thing on his face? A lump? Nope. No, it's 2. Yeah, it actually happened because it's got on the chair. He's gonna make it look like she's not there though, isn't he?
Гарри! Гарри!
Jesus. The hell? Is this the whole thing you're saying before for you to leave? Whoa. Jeez. Oh, look at her hand. Good job at hiding it. Yeah, that's a big cut.
Что ты сейчас делаешь?
Ничего не делаю.
Видишь ли, Сарториус просил нас прийти в лабораторию. Ты как?
Ладно. Ладно, попробуй.
Doesn't sound suspicious at all, man. He's got nothing happening apparently. And then, oh, can you come to the lab? I'll see what I can do. So this is literally just his memory of her. It's not like her. I'm wondering the physics of this. How does it work? He's bringing her along. Oh boy.
Здравствуйте.
There's that soundtrack again. Very sparing with the score of the film, which I think is kind of cool. So is that music playing on the thing that they were just watching? And that's what the film score is. So was that actually playing and they could hear it? So like diegetic? It's interesting that that's like the score for the beginning of the film. The credits, because it's like, that's this character, you know, reminiscing that past or wanting that past.
Завтра у меня день рождения. Считай, что я тебя пригласил.
Got a lot of people coming? Wait, is that the massive camera rig in the background? Look at that. What is it in the reflection? I do like the use of sound, eh? Clever. Oh, that's some ominous sounding music.
Я не Харри. Та Харри умерла. Отравилась. А я совсем не то.
This looks like her.
Она уже умерла. И на руке был след от укола.
Okay. I see.
Тебя люблю.
Yeah, because if he didn't, why would she be the one that came to him?
Ну что ж, я думаю, виновник торжества уже не явится. А может быть, у него гости.
Oh, look who showed up.
Ты опоздал на 1,5 часа.
Jesus. Fashionably late. That's past fashionably late.
Мы в глупом положении человека, рвущегося к цели, которой он боится, которая ему не нужна. Человеку нужен человек.
I was literally actually thinking that before. I was gonna say it, but I had a thought before of like it looks like the Solaris thing, the planet, gives people what they want. You see, it doesn't give people, well, at least these people, it doesn't seem to give them money or some type of material thing, because it's almost like underneath that, why a lot of us want that is because we want someone else. So it's because we want the money, so someone will come to us, or we want an object for how we're seen, so others will come to us. It's like underneath all that, what we really want is another person in our life, like company. It might be romantically, it might be just a friendship, it might be just a community, right? So that's interesting you said that, like man needs man. It's like underneath all those motives, what we really want is to not be alone, or to not be lonely, at least.
Может быть, он не меня любит, а просто защищается от самого себя, правда?
I think this actually might be one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie, this bit here.
Несчастного контакта. Чтобы узнать, чего он стоит, не может напиться. Имеет полное...
Get drunk to understand his own worth. Kind of an ominous feeling I'm getting in this part here. Wow. It's like otherworldly, which makes sense. Perhaps it's how this, I don't even know what to call it, person or whatever creature manifestation is interpreting this. It's not the first time he's done floating people in films. I think that was also in Mirror as well. Whoa. What the hell? Jeez. Wow, that's some good acting on her part, actually. Huh.
Это я.
Whoa. Some of the visuals look really cool in this too, like especially this type of stuff. That's a weird shot choice. It's kind of cool though. Weird crossfade choice. I've never seen that before actually.
Но я не признаю.
Damn. I've been really quiet throughout a lot of this video. A lot to take in, like some parts I'm not quite getting, but I'm really just getting sucked in, I think, also to the tone of it and like the feel of the film in a lot of ways. So it's kind of weird, like it is one of those ones that kind of just sucks me in and I just don't know what to say. So hopefully my expressions will be good for the review at the very least.
Любишь то, что можно потерять. Себя, женщину, родину.
для того, чтобы впервые ощутить людей как повод для любви,
As a reason to love.
страха. Он умер от стыда, стыд. Вот чувство, которое...
Shame, huh? I love that lens flare. It's cool. Blinding. Okay. What's with the dog? This is almost giving me David Lynch vibes.
Когда человек счастлив, смысл жизни и прочие вечные темы его редко интересуют.
I heard someone say that before too. I think what's his name? I think I heard like philosopher type yogi dude like Sadhguru say something like that. When you're happy, you don't question those things.
По-моему, тебе пора возвращаться на землю. Ты так думаешь?
I feel like I've grasped it a bit better than Mirror, but there's still a lot of things I'm a little bit hazy with. I find his mind particularly fascinating, this director. What's going on here? What the fuck's with the water? The dog's so chill. Is that the end? Is that the last shot? That goes back to this. Interesting. I like the crossfading, that's cool. It's like both worlds have almost interwoven for the main character. Maybe hence the water leaking. His reality is not the same as it used to be. Oh shit. Whoa. That's wild. It's like a horror movie ending, especially with the music like this. Yo. Yo, what? That was not what I was expecting for an ending. Wow. Alright. That ending was good. I liked the that ending was actually pretty solid. I grasped that, I think, pretty well. Like, so it's basically like hinting that he actually didn't get off that planet. He's trapped there. And maybe that shot with the water was meant to symbolize, and he realized, oh shit, I'm actually still there. But he's like, it's close enough to reality. Like, it's like that happiness answer again. Like, if you're happy, you don't question it, right? If you're content, you're just like, yeah, whatever. It's only when you're unhappy and suffering, you're kind of like, why did life do this to me, right? So it kind of makes sense in that sense with what the philosophy of the film was saying too, actually. I'm going to look up some stuff about this, but that's really interesting. Okay, so I'm back, and okay, so I got quite a lot more clarity. I got to say, AI is really helpful. If you don't understand a movie, bouncing back and forth with AI, not bad. Even Google Gemini, I've just been using Google Gemini here to help just fill in some gaps of this film. I haven't really filled in all the gaps. I might even watch some videos on YouTube. I love watching like analysis videos of people, talking about films and stuff and going deeper into stuff. So I'll probably do that too in my own free time. But anyway, there's just a few things I wanted to particularly delve into. So I'm going to talk first about, I'm going to just quickly read what it says, and then we'll discuss it a bit more after that. So these were a few little things I was a little bit not too sure about. As I said, not all the things, just some of them. Just in regards to kind of the points I give for this video, in regards for the most part. Alright, so this is just a general ending explained for this film. So, alright, so this is the ending explained. So, Tarkovsky's film provides a more symbolic and philosophical ending after his visitor, Hari, sacrifices herself to allow him to leave. Chris Kelvin is seen back on Earth. So actually the one that he sees, she sacrificed herself. Hence how he was able to get out of there after his whole fever thing, I'm assuming. But yeah, Chris Kelvin is seen back on Earth returning to his father's country house. He kneels before his father, who has been a distant and disapproving figure throughout the film, and embraces him in a gesture of reconciliation and forgiveness. However, the camera then pulls back, revealing that the Dacha is not on Earth at all. It is located on an island in the middle of an ever-shifting ocean of Solaris. That's what we saw. And I kind of caught that. But then also the rain inside the house, and I slightly said this too, the rain inside the house surrounding landscape are revealed to be part of the planet's alien environment, which has similarly recreated Kelvin's memories. The ending suggests that Kelvin has not truly escaped Solaris, instead has been trapped in a perfect yet artificial recreation of his memories, unable to return to a flawed but real life. It is a powerful statement on the human tendency to seek comfort in a fabricated past rather than confront a painful reality. I love that because I think that's very true for a lot of people, including myself at times. I can definitely relate to that the truth hurts, and sometimes, a fantasy or the way we think about a situation can be more helpful, or at least to help us cope in certain ways, and this is the thing with belief systems and, many things. And even if we may see them as true, are they absolutely true? You know what I mean? You just don't know sometimes. And that's the truth, is we don't know in a lot of ways. But not even just in like a belief system thing as well, though, but just, memories we have, we may slightly fabricate them so they're not so intense, or just avoidance, general avoidance. I love that theme. That's very interesting. So that's definitely a point I'll be giving in this review. But yeah, I really liked that aspect of it. And I think the ending was very solid in that regard. I was like, wow. Like, even though I fully didn't grasp everything in the film, that was a really great way to just, boom, leave it on that note. I was like, whoa. And that music was a haunting theme to put at the end as well, which is really interesting. And I love that thing with the rain too. And the main character definitely, I think, in that moment was aware that, oh, I'm still on Solaris. But he's like, okay. Like he would prefer a fabricated reality rather than... It's almost like the character in The Matrix, the one eating the steak. He preferred the Matrix even though it wasn't real, right? It's kind of a similar thing here, it seems, which is really interesting. And I think that's true for some people. They would prefer to be in a fabricated, and even myself in certain situations, like a fantasy rather than the actual truth, because the truth can be painful and very confronting, and a sense of lack of control, and just just not comfortable. Yes, I really like that aspect. I did go through some Reddit things, but it basically was very similar to what the AI stuff said. Okay, so aside from like the ending, I was also curious about the main character's father. So I looked up a little bit of this as well, and he had a strained relationship with his father, distant and emotional. At the beginning of the film, it is clear that their relationship is cold. The father is emotionally distant and gives his son little to no emotional support, even though Chris is about to embark on a dangerous mission. And yeah, when I think back, yeah, he did seem pretty cold about it and didn't really seem to care. Like, he's like, yeah, whatever, get out of here. I remember he even criticized him about something, about his friend or something, when he left. He was more critical about that than him leaving, I think, something like that. Contrasting lifestyles. The film contrasts the father's traditional rural lifestyle with Chris's dry scientific one. The father lives in a house filled with artifacts of human culture like books and paintings, while Chris is consumed by his work as a psychologist. And then, yeah, a symbol of reconciliation. The father-son relationship serves a key symbolic role in the film's ending, After his experiences on Solaris, Chris seemingly returns to his father's house and kneels before him in an act of reconciliation and forgiveness. However, the camera reveals that this is not Earth, but a recreation of his childhood home on an island within the Solaris Ocean. This suggests that what Chris truly longs for is not to return to Earth, but to heal his fractured past. And that's interesting, even if that's not true. It's just the sense that he can forgive his father, even if it's not in reality. It's really interesting. It's like he's afraid to still confront his father in reality, so he'd prefer to do that in, like, on Solaris, in like a false, not really true, at least in Earth's point of view. It's really interesting that it's very reminiscent to The Matrix in certain ways. It makes you wonder if the Wachowskis watched this film, or at least read the book of Solaris. I actually wouldn't be surprised. I think the book is quite different to this movie as well. There's quite a few differences I've heard. But yeah, anyway, those were the few little things I wanted to kind of clear up for myself, just especially at the end there. I didn't really get a lot of stuff with his mother. I don't know what his mother's relationship was like. Honestly, I don't really want to research too much into it. I'm kind of cool with it being a little bit open and researching it for myself, after the fact. But I'm going to do my list anyway, and then I'll be back with my review. Okay, so I'm back, and let's get into this review of Solaris. So I've gone through that research phase. As I said, I wanted to leave a few things open anyway, just for myself to check out. It's going to sound bad. But anyway, I'm just going to leave a bit of that ambiguous for myself to research later and watch some videos. I bet there's probably amazing videos analysing this in much more depth than what my video is going to be doing. I'm more just kind of looking at it a bit more of kind of what I saw and just appreciating it a bit more on a technical level as well, which I will go into a bit here. But yeah, anyway, let's get into this. So, first things first. So, being an Andrei Tarkovsky film, yeah, there's a lot of good filmmaking here. I really appreciated it on that level, that's for sure. So, firstly is the cinematography. I really like the cinematography. I think it's really good. Just solid throughout the whole film, really creating leading me to another thing. Actually, I'll just say this now. So with the cinematography, it leads me to number 2, which is the camera movements. I love the way the camera moves around the scenes. It's fluent. It keeps it interesting. And as I said, you just don't notice how long the shots are going for. It's really cool, actually. And it really adds to another thing, number 3, the atmosphere. It really puts you in there with the characters. I was about to say with the actors, but no, more so with the characters, and really immerses you in it. And it's just really impressive sometimes how it's done in that regard. Leading me to number 4 as well, the long takes. So how all those 4 aspects, cinematography, camera movements, atmosphere, and long takes, all that works so well, I guess, to create that atmosphere and to create that immersion. So I really love just all that works so well. It just works effectively to tell the story in an interesting way. And it's just impressive as well. It's one of those things where I was sitting there watching it, and then I went, wait a minute, how long's this shot been going for? And it's really cool that it's engaging, even just with the camera just being still instead of cutting back and forth. They're able to put actors in a wide shot, or the actor moves around the scene and it moves to the other actor talking, and then it pans at some point, or the camera moves back. It's just so fluent, and you just don't notice it unless you are aware of those, that way of filmmaking. It's really cool. I think, at least for me, it gave me a moment. I was like, oh shit, how long has this shot been going for? I love that. I think that's really cool. So I love that whole aspect of this film. I thought the filmmaking in regards to the cinematography was very good in that regard. Next thing, number 5, the special effects. I think I wasn't sure whether to give it a point for practical effects or special effects, or I didn't really think of much of CGI. I don't think there's much CGI in it, but just I don't know, the special effects, just the way it was done, impressive. It still looks really good today. It looked really sharp too. That's more so in regards to cinematography, but the movie looks really sharp. It makes me wonder what it would look like as a 4K. I reckon it would look amazing. I just watched it on YouTube 1080p, but I imagine it would look really good, high resolution as well. But anyway, so yeah, really solid special effects all the way through. I didn't really have a lot of issue. I mean, like the very last shot, okay, like maybe a little bit dated. That very last shot where the camera's zooming back and you see like the house and like on the planet. Maybe that was the most shot where I was like, you know, maybe a little bit dated, but really it doesn't look that bad at all. Like, as I said, that's one little slight thing I could say, but it still looks really good overall. Really solid looking film. And I think also due to that, it's number 6 production design. A lot of it's production design. There's not much, it looks like, use of special effects really at all. It's funny to say I'll give it a point for that, but I feel like it still deserves it in a way. Like, it feels seamless, even though, because obviously it would have been some type of special effects, I imagine. It was just really seamless for the most part, so that's why I gave it a point for that. Maybe it's more so lack of special effects. Considering it's a sci-fi, I think that's really impressive. So yeah, really good in that regard, and also the production design is very solid. It does give me some slight 2001: A Space Odyssey vibes. It does make me curious, actually. When was 2001 made? Which came out first? 2001 did come out first. Interesting. 1968. This came out in 1972. Wow. They were very close to each other, though. Interesting. Cool. Alright, well, there you go. There's that fact for you. Anyway, so moving on to the next thing. So, number 7 is the acting. Really solid performances all around. There's a few little moments, particularly, where they were really good. The main actor, what's his name? Natalia Bondarchuk. I think that's his name. Oh, that's the chick. Natalia Bondarchuk. It's funny that she's the first one in the casting. Oh, so the guy is Natalia makes sense to be a chick, yeah. Donatas Benoist? Well, sure. I'm not sure how... Yeah, anyway. He was good. There's particular couple moments where he had to, you know, be quite dramatic, and he pulled it off really well. So, good stuff on his end. But that woman actress as well, Natalia Bondarchuk, she was really good in a couple of bits too, especially when one bit showing her like breaking down a bit. That was really well done. So yeah, I think really solid performances all around. There's definitely a certain like, what would I say? I wouldn't say monotone. It kind of reminds me a bit of like a Kubrick film. You know how it doesn't feel exactly natural, but it's like, slightly a bit stilted, but I think that's intentional. But then when the dramatic parts do come in, it has more of an impact in a way as well. Yeah, it's a little bit funny to explain. But yeah, it is interesting. I did like performances all around. I think there was no performance where I was like, that was a bit weird. So that was solid all around, that's for sure. Moving on to the next thing. Number 8 is the music. I really like the music all around, the soundtrack, that opening music and how they use that throughout. Gives it quite like a nostalgic feel throughout the film, which I thought was quite good in a way, and it makes sense in a way, because there were certain things the main character kind of longed for in certain ways, and maybe wasn't really the reality, but that's what he wished for, you know. So sometimes it wasn't nostalgic, it was more like a daydreaming type of soundtrack. So that was interesting. I liked that choice, but also I liked the very end as well. That music was like quite haunting. Yeah, so I did quite like the soundtrack all around. It was quite used sparingly, which I liked as well. It was more relying on sound and not too overly dramatized with music. So I did like the way it was used throughout the film, and kind of lack of music as well was good. Number 9 is the general concept. Just the idea with the planet and the what it could do to... It became materialized into reality. It was really weird. It wasn't just in their minds. It was literally... Because like they also saw the woman as well. So it is interesting just how it works. I'm not sure exactly the physics of it, and if it actually was materialized, or was it really just all in their consciousness. I don't know, and actually I like that. I think it was real, because she'd put her clothing on the stuff to... I don't know, it's hard to say, but that's what I like about it. I like that it's kind of in that reign. And I also like, in regards to the concept, just the psychological things they go with, and going into depth with the main character and his psyche and such. I found that all quite interesting. As I said, I found this more comprehensible than Mirror, but to me, Stalker was the most accessible film for me out of all of Tarkovsky's films I've seen so far. I've only seen 3 of them, so this, Stalker, and Mirror. I think I still like Stalker definitely the most, but anyway, we'll get into that later. Number 10 is, along with concept, is the theme. So kind of going into it a bit more philosophical, you know, the psychological stuff in the film, and just the, like, even the very ending, that idea of, like, people sometimes prefer comfort and assurance, even if it's not true, over truth, over reality. They prefer somewhat a false reality or a fantasy rather than actually what is, because what is can sometimes be really confronting and hurt, right? So I found that really interesting, and how that was explored in the film I think was well done, especially that very ending. That ending really hits hard, and I'll get into that soon. But I love, the themes are really good as well. Number 11 is intrigue. I was quite like into it, and there was a lot of parts throughout the video where I was really just trying to get what was going on. I was just into it and curious. Like, yeah, so it's not so much verbally. I was just really zoned in and just wanted to make sure, I wanted to try and understand what was going on and really wanted to immerse into it and just curious, of how it works and all that kind of stuff. So I did find the movie quite intriguing as well. Number 12 is the setting. The setting is really interesting. It's like a near future, I guess. They don't really particularly set a date, but I kind of like that. It's a little bit ambiguous in that kind of way. But I do like the setting in the space station, stuff on Earth. It's quite one perspective and personal. And I like the way that's kind of set out as well. It's kind of biased, I guess, in a way. But I guess a lot of films are like that. But I feel like in this movie it particularly was pronounced like that. So I did quite like the setting as well throughout the film. And just where it was and what happened in that regard. And the whole concept with the ocean planet, all that kind of stuff was really interesting and cool. And just visually it looked cool and interesting to watch as well. Alright. So that was setting. And last but not least, number 13 is the ending. This movie really did end with a bang. Even though there was a few little bits here and there I was a little bit lost with. As I said, I'm definitely going to explore a bit more deeper. And feel free in the comments as well to give me your perspective and, flesh out some more stuff. I'd be happy to read some of that stuff. But also, like, I'll definitely look into this more, like analysis videos and such. I might even put some like videos, if I remember, links in the comments of this video, just, down below, of links to, videos that go a bit deeper. I might do a bit of a deep dive into this and just really kind of just see different perspectives and get a deeper meaning out of this film than what I've initially gotten out of it. Which is cool. Like, that's where the intrigue part. So it's not even just intriguing as I'm watching it, but it's intriguing just in regards to me looking into it after the fact. So that's really cool. But anyway, that's it. So 13 things. Really did end with a bang, though. I feel like I kind of overlooked that. Yeah, the ending really hit me hard. I was like, whoa. That was really cool and quite trippy. And it got me thinking right at the very end. I was like, wow, that's a really interesting and true message, I feel like, to end on, which I think a lot of us can agree on to some degree. Like, I think we all in some way kind of create a fantasy at times rather than to just face the raw reality of things, because it can be confronting at times. So I think it's a very relatable thing to kind of end it on and to kind of put it all together in that regard. So I did, even though it's quite a sad ending, I guess, depends on how you look at it. I guess you could say the main character is in a way at peace, but it's in a not exactly in reality. So take what you want from that. But yeah, I did quite like this film. I'm already actually quite through the editing process of this. I've been kind of like, I've had a few little breaks in between while watching this one. Instead of just watching it all in one go, I wanted to kind of space it out a little bit because there was quite a bit to digest at times. And yeah, so I wanted to make sure I was really, on to watch it rather than kind of feeling a bit fatigued or whatever. So I wanted to make sure I was really paying attention while I was watching it. So yeah, took me a little while to get through this, but I'm glad I did. And I'm already through the editing process, so hopefully this video won't take too long to get out there to you folks. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you've watched this video all the way up to this point, consider hitting the subscribe button and liking the video. I very much appreciate that. And yeah, that's it for this video. So I hope to catch you folks in the next one. Bye bye.